Here's the truth about anti-aging and skin health that the skincare industry hates. The mistakes that make this even simple routine fail. Your skin needs time to adjust to a new routine. People quit right before the results start showing up, and it's the most frustrating thing I see in my practice. I'm gonna walk you through the exact skincare routine I recommend to my patients who are on a budget. And I mean a real budget. Not the kind where people say affordable and then recommend $70 serums. This is the routine I give to college students, to parents with 3+ kids, to anyone who tells me they have maybe $50 in total to spend on skincare. And here's what's wild. This routine, the one that costs less than a dinner out, will outperform most of those 10-step routines that you see on TikTok that run $500 or more. Now you might be thinking, if cheap products actually worked, wouldn't everyone just use those? And that's exactly the misconception I want to clear up today, because the skincare industry has convinced us that expensive equals effective. And that's just not how the science works. Some of the most researched, clinically proven ingredients in dermatology are available at your local drugstore for under $15. So here's what we're covering. I'm breaking this down into 3 products you absolutely need, the one optional add-in that makes the biggest difference, and the common mistakes that make even good products fail. Because I see this in my office constantly. People buying the right things and using them completely wrong. Let's start with the foundation. Here's the thing about cleansers that the skincare industry doesn't want you to know. They all do basically the same job. You're washing them off 30 seconds later. You don't need a $50 cleanser with 16 active ingredients, because those actives aren't on your skin long enough to do anything. What you need is something gentle that doesn't strip your natural oils. So when my patients ask me what I use, I tell them the same thing every time. Get the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Gel Cleanser or the CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. Both are under $15. Both are fragrance-free. Both have been tested on every skin type you can imagine. The Neutrogena one is great if you like a gel texture. The CeraVe one is better if you want something creamier. That's it. That's the decision. I had a patient last month, college student, working 2 jobs, who told me she'd been using a Tatcha cleansing oil that cost $68 because a TikToker said it would change her skin. And look, Tatcha makes really nice products. But you know what happened when we switched her to the $12 CeraVe? Her skin looked exactly the same. Better actually, because she wasn't stressed out about running out and rationing it. She was using the right amount every time, twice a day, which is actually what matters. So if you want to do this yourself, here's the rule. Cleanser gets 60 seconds of your attention and $15 of your budget. Anything more is marketing. Get something fragrance-free from a brand that's been around for decades. Use it morning and night and move on. Now here's where people mess up their routine before they even get to step 2. Most people think once you've cleansed, you're ready for the next product. Not true. What you do in the 15 seconds after cleansing determines whether the rest of your routine actually works. Dermatologists have known this for years, but it never makes it into those Instagram infographics. Your skin absorbs products better when it's slightly damp. Not dripping wet, not fully dry, but that in-between state where your face still feels cool to the touch. This is when your skin barrier is most permeable. If you wait until your skin is completely dry, you've missed the window. I see this all the time with patients who tell me their moisturizer just sits on top of their skin or pills up. 9 times out of 10, they're applying it to bone dry skin 5 minutes after washing their face. You've got about 60 seconds, maybe 90 if you're fast, to get your next product on. That's it. Here's the thing most people don't realize about how skin actually works. When water evaporates off your face, it doesn't just evaporate from the surface. It pulls moisture from the deeper layers of your skin with it. That's called trans-epidermal water loss, and it's why your skin can feel even drier after washing your face than it did before. You need to lock in that dampness immediately. So the move here is simple. After you cleanse, pat your face semi-dry with a clean towel. I tell my patients to leave it about 30% damp and immediately move to step 2. No scrolling your phone, no brushing your teeth, no checking the time. You wash, you pat, you apply. That's the rhythm. This brings us to the product that does the most heavy lifting in your entire routine. If I could only recommend one product category to someone on a budget, it would be moisturizer. Not serum, not treatment, not exfoliant, moisturizer. Because here's what most people miss. A good moisturizer doesn't just hydrate your skin, it also repairs your skin barrier and prevents moisture loss and creates the stable base your skin needs to tolerate active ingredients later. The moisturizer I recommend more than any in my practice is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Cream. It's just $19 for a jar and it lasts 3 months. It's fragrance-free, it's got hyaluronic acid to pull water into your skin, and it's lightweight enough that people actually want to use it every day. The other one I recommend constantly is CeraVe Moisturizing Cream, the one that's in the tub, not the lotion. It's got ceramides, which are lipids that literally patch up holes in your skin barrier, and it's under $20 for a container that will last you 4 months if you're just using it on your face. I had a patient a few years ago, mid-30s, working mom. She told me she'd spent over $300 at Sephora trying to fix her dry, flaky skin. She bought a vitamin C serum, a hyaluronic acid serum, an expensive night cream, a facial oil. None of it worked. You know what I told her to do? Stop everything except cleanser. Use a CeraVe moisturizer twice a day, and that's it. 2 weeks later, her skin barrier had repaired itself. The flaking was gone, and she said her skin looked better than it did in 5 years. The lesson here is that your skin doesn't need 10 products. It needs the basics done correctly. And moisturizer is the most basic, most important basic there is. So if you're building a routine from scratch, cleanser first, moisturizer second. Lock in that damp skin. Use enough that your face feels comfortably hydrated but not greasy. And for most, that's a pea-sized amount for your whole face. Which brings us to the third non-negotiable and the one people skip the most often. Here's the truth about anti-aging and skin health that the skincare industry hates. Sunscreen does more to prevent wrinkles, dark spots, and skin cancer than every serum, retinol, and laser treatment combined. It's not sexy, it doesn't make your skin glow after one use, but it's the single most important thing you can do for your skin. And if you're on a budget, this is where your money should go. The problem is that most people hate wearing sunscreen because most sunscreens feel terrible. They're greasy, they leave a white cast, they pill under makeup. I get it. That's why I only recommend sunscreens that I'd actually wear myself. The best budget option is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch SPF 55. It's about $15, it goes on clear, and it doesn't feel heavy. The other one I love is the Roche-Posay Anthelios Melt-in Milk SPF 60. It's around $20, and it's the one I recommend to my patients with darker skin tones because it comes in multiple shades and it never leaves a cast. I also personally love the Elastin Hydrogen SPF. That's the one I wear every single day, but it's $48, so it's outside the strict budget we're working with here. If you can swing it later, it's worth it because it's tinted, so it doubles as your foundation. But if you're starting from zero, get the Neutrogena. It works just as well at protecting your skin. Now here's where people go wrong with sunscreen. They don't use enough. The amount you need to cover your face is about 1/4 teaspoon. That's way more than most people use. You should be able to see it on your face for a few seconds before it absorbs. And if it disappears instantly, you didn't use enough. And you have to reapply every 2 hours if you're outside or after sweating or swimming. So that's your foundation: cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. Under $50 total. 1/4 teaspoon is about 2 finger lengths for your face and 3 finger lengths for your face and neck. If you stopped here, your skin would be better off than 90% of the people with those elaborate routines. But there's one more product I recommend to almost everyone once they've got the basics down. If you come into my office and you tell me you want the one product that will reduce fine lines, smooth texture, fade dark spots, and prevent breakouts, I'm prescribing you a retinoid. And if you can't get a prescription, I'm telling you to buy the CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol Serum, or Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair Retinol Oil, or retinoid. All of these are about $25, but they have encapsulated retinol, which means that it's less irritating than old school formulas. Now, retinoids are the only over-the-counter ingredient with actual clinical data showing that they reverse the signs of aging at a cellular level. They increase collagen production, speed up cell turnover, and normalize oil production in your pores. But here's the catch. Most people start too strong, too fast, and trash their skin barrier in the first week. Then they quit and say retinol doesn't work for them. So here's how you can actually introduce retinol without wrecking your face. Start with just 2 nights a week. Apply it after your moisturizer, not before. after initially. This is called buffering, and it cuts irritation by about 70%. Use a pea-sized amount for your whole face. If your skin tolerates that for 2 weeks with no redness or peeling, bump it up to 3 nights a week, then 4. The goal is eventually nightly, but some people stay at every other night forever, and that's fine. Consistency over intensity. I had a patient last year, late 40s, deep smile lines, and asked me if Botox was her only option. I told her to try tretinoin 0.05, which is prescription strength, and she used it every other night for about 6 months. When she came back, her lines were 50% softer. Her skin texture was so smooth, and she said people kept asking if she'd done something. She hadn't. She'd just been patient and consistent with the one ingredient that actually works. So if you want to add this to your routine, here's the rule. Retinol goes on at night, always after moisturizer when you're starting out, and always with sunscreen the next morning. When you start using retinoids, your skin cells will turn over faster, you'll be producing more collagen, your skin will feel fresh, and because of that, you're gonna wanna wear sunscreen every day to protect that new skin because of the increased rate of cell turnover. It doesn't actually make your skin more sensitive to UV, but because of the changes that are occurring under the skin, it's important to wear sunscreen to protect and maintain those results. Now make sure to start slow, be patient. This is a 6-month game, not a 6-week game. That's the routine. 4 products under $70 total and better results than most of those luxury 10-step systems. But here's the one part no one talks about. The mistakes that make this even simple routine fail. Mistake number 1, adding too much too fast. I see this constantly. Someone builds this solid foundation and then a week later they're asking me if they should add a vitamin C serum or an exfoliating toner or a peptide cream that they saw on TikTok. And I get it, you want results faster, but here's the reality. Your skin needs time to adjust to a new routine. If you add 5 things at once and you break out, you have no idea what caused it. So stick with the basics for at least 4 weeks before you add anything else. Mistake number 2, skipping steps because you're tired or you're in a hurry. Look, I'm a working mom, I get it. But if you're gonna skip something, skip the retinol. Do not skip the sunscreen. Do not skip the moisturizer. Those 2 products are preventing damage and repairing your skin barrier. If you skip them regularly, you're undoing all the work you've done. Set up your routine so it takes 90 seconds in the morning and 2 minutes at night. If it takes longer than that, you're overcomplicating it. Mistake number 3, giving up too soon. Skincare is not like makeup. You don't see results in a day. Most active ingredients take 6 to 12 weeks to show visible improvement. If you're using retinol and you don't see a difference in a week or 2, that's normal. If you're using sunscreen and you're wondering why your dark spots aren't fading yet, it's because you're preventing new damage. The fading comes from the retinol, and that takes months. People quit right before the results start showing up, and it's the most frustrating thing I see in my practice. So here's the reality check. This routine works. I've seen it work on hundreds of patients, but it only works if you do it consistently, give it time, and resist the urge to add 10 more steps because some influencer told you to. So that's it, cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen, and optional retinoid if you wanna level up. Under $70 total. No fancy serums, no 10-step systems, no products you can't pronounce. Just the basics done right every single day. If you're someone who's been overwhelmed by all the skincare noise out there, or you've been spending way too much money on products that aren't working, try this routine for 8 weeks. Do a skincare cleanse. Take a before photo today and take an after photo in 2 months, and I promise you'll see the difference. Now, I'm curious. What's the one product you've been told that you need that you're wondering if you can skip? Drop it in the comments below because I want to do a follow-up video on all the overhyped products that people waste money on.